And we're live. So, how's it going today? Chase Escom here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching the video here and seeing what we have to say. Like I said, my name is Chase Escom. I am one of the co-founders of Challenged-Dac. And today I want to talk a little bit about the project and fill everyone in on what's going on. And hopefully, I'm planning on doing more of these videos. I want to, be able to have a forum where we can update the community and be able to give you guys more of the details of the project and let you know what's going on, more of the nitty-gritty stuff. I know that my father Kent, who does, a lot of you guys know, does IMEOS San Diego nightly and gives a lot of updates on there. But I thought it would be helpful to also do kind of maybe a longer form video, going through more of the details of news and updates about the project. So to introduce myself, like I said, my name is Chase Escom, one of the co-founders here at Challenged-Dac, along with my father. And we are very excited about the project, and we've been having a great time so far. So my background is I've been in crypto for probably 3 or 4 years now, actively investing for probably 3 years, and just saw an opportunity with EOS and saw how cool it was that it was an opportunity to jump in. Would have liked to be on the development side of crypto a lot earlier, to be honest with you, but I had to stay as an investor just because the technology to build what needed to get built just didn't exist at the time. So that should be changing now with EOS, and hopefully now we can start building some cool projects, and you should still see some cool stuff. So that's what we'll do is I'll go ahead and kind of do the quick rundown right now. Today I'll do kind of a general overview of the project, where we're at right now, what we're doing, and in the future maybe it might be a little bit more topic specific, but right now I'll just do an overview. If you're not familiar with the Challenged-Dac, we are a decentralized project. So we are decentralized, and we are a DAC. Now, a lot of people say, well, what's a DAC? And you see that word getting thrown out more now with EOS, and there's probably good reason for it. So what a DAC stands for is it is a decentralized autonomous organization. And the concept actually came out around, actually I'm on Wikipedia right now. Should be using Everpedia. I haven't got a chance to use that yet, but it soon we'll probably be using that instead of Wikipedia. Earn some tokens for what you're doing. But anyways, on Wikipedia here, it looks like the concept came about on the 7th of September, 2013. And I believe the story behind it was Dan Larimer was the one who came up with the idea of a decentralized autonomous organization. So, or community. Sometimes it's a DAC. So it's sometimes they that last C there, they use that as community or cooperative or whatever. But Dan Larimer, the man who came up with EOS, also came up with that concept of a decentralized autonomous organization, which is pretty cool. So I think that you'll be seeing a lot of them on EOS. I don't think we've really seen any that have worked in a real impactful way yet. I'm not aware of any DACs that are active. I'm sure some are that, but I just haven't heard of any. So, but you should probably be seeing some pretty big DACs come out of EOS, and hopefully we'll be one of them. So Challenged-Dac, what we do is if we're a DAC, then the question is, what kind of DAC are you? What do you do? And what we are doing is we are releasing dApps, or we are building dApps, which is another interesting concept. So what's a DApp? So for those of you who don't know, a DApp is a decentralized application. So just think of an app, but it's a DApp, a D in front of it. So we're building dApps that help people engage in positive behavior and earn tokens for that positive behavior. Our first dApp that is coming out hopefully soon, is under development currently, and should be released to app stores here shortly in the next few weeks, if not a month or two. We don't have a firm date on the release date yet. I think we're going to do a beta testing first with a group of people, and if that goes well, then we'll release it to the general public in the App Store. But we build, and our first dApp will be the Challenged-Dac. So sorry for any confusion, but we are Challenged-Dac. That is the DAC. That's the autonomous, organization. And then our first dApp will be the Challenged-Dac, DAPP, DAP. So, and that will be focused on earning tokens for going to the gym. And what we're doing is we basically set it up as a platform where you can get tokens for attending the gym, or you can bet people or challenge people, rather. It's not a bet, it's a challenge to go to the gym. So how that looks like is, say that you have a friend and you guys both have the Challenged-Dac, which will be in stores soon. You guys both download the DApp, and everybody says, oh, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times this week. Well, we all know that a lot of times that doesn't happen. But what you can do is, you and your friend could both, say we both agree to go to the gym 3 times this week, and we both are putting up tokens to do that. So whoever doesn't follow through loses their tokens, and the other person gets them. Or that's one instance of how the Challenged-Dac will work. Another instance will be there's going to be a lot of companies or gyms that will just give you stuff for showing up to their gym. That's what we're hoping. So we already got some corporations that we're talking to right now who want to do different things like that. But there may be vendors or people who are selling goods who would jump at the opportunity to be able to give people a digital token that represented their products, that represented something of value, and they were able to give it to people as a reward for going to the gym. Is definitely a very lucrative, potentially lucrative space to be in. And really, what we're doing with the Challenged-Dac is something that some people are having a hard time understanding. It's something new. It's something a little bit different. And I think the reason why is because a lot of times in blockchain, when people are disrupting a current industry, it's easy to understand. So, if someone's doing a payment system or a payroll system, and they say, well, we're going to, change it and have a blockchain project, and it's going to be cheaper and faster. People tend to be able to understand that pretty well. But when you're kind of in a new frontier, that takes a little bit more time to grasp. And that's really what we're doing with the Challenged-Dac, and especially with the Challenged-Dac, is we are building a platform or infrastructure where people are able to reward each other, motivate each other through tokens, and token economics. So something like this really hasn't existed before, just because the technology wasn't there. Now, we recently did an interview with IMEOS. I'll link it down at the bottom if anyone wants to read it. It was a cool interview, and they got to ask, they ask, why did we choose to build on EOS? And the reason is really it's the only choice. I mean, the way our app works, we really wouldn't be able to do something like this on Ethereum. It just wouldn't work. And if it would work, we would have done this years ago, but it hadn't happened. And that's, as I said earlier, I originally came into this space as an investor. When I got involved with blockchain, saw the value of it, said, okay, this is something that looks like it's gonna, work, or you can make the world better. But never became an entrepreneur until recently, with the Challenged-Dac. And the reason why was just because I wanted to wait for the technology to develop, because I knew where things wasn't, the technology wasn't there to be able to build the things that we wanted to build, or and be able to build real production. And that's kind of why a lot of people are excited about EOS, is because blockchain really, Bitcoin came out in 2009, so crypto's been around for a while, and they're really, I think Ian Grigg, I believe, pointed this out, and I was listening to one of the talks he was doing. He was saying that, this is about 6 months ago, a year. I think the total market cap of all cryptos were, at about $500 million. So, but at that time, there really, wasn't a whole lot to show for that, as just all speculation, or a lot of speculation. I mean, of course, you got Bitcoin, which, is a payment system. You got, all these decentralized, like Ethereum's, and, which can be used as a payment system, I guess. But nothing to really show, or really that's solving anything, or any real production, So there's not any real big earnings, or any big, production that to show for that $500 million or $500 billion collective market cap of all the cryptos. But nonetheless, the money's there because people know it will come, and it has, it's been coming, and we're seeing that with EOS, where I predict that we're going to see more production out of EOS in the first 9 months than we've seen with all previous blockchains in the last 9 years. And hopefully the Challenged-Dac can add to that, and we can actually get some dApps out into the stores that people use, that work, that actually help people get to the gym more often, help vendors sell merchandise, and then that will actually be production. So up until now, we haven't had a whole lot of that in the blockchain space. So it's going to be exciting to actually have things that people can use and people can interact with, other than just people speculating on things. And that's what blockchain needs to get mass adoption. It's not going to get mass adoption unless there's things that are running on blockchains, people are using blockchains. I mean, unless people are using it, people aren't going to care a whole lot about it, the general public. So, that's where we're at. And, like I said, the Challenged-Dac team is excited. This is exciting times in crypto. So we're very excited to be able to be part of this evolution, and hopefully get some functional products out to people, and get people using it. And the cool thing is, I predict that, a lot of people who do use our dApp eventually probably won't even know they're interacting with the blockchain. So that's how fast these blockchains have gotten, especially with EOS. I mean, it's almost like interacting with the internet, where confirmation times are so quick that you can do a lot of neat stuff, and it's really moving fast. So to go a little bit more into detail about us, decentralized project, looking to reward people for positive activities and kind of create a marketplace where people can motivate each other and reward each other for doing engaging in positive behavior. And so we started our we were one of the first projects to airdrop on the EOS network. Now what that means is if you were holding tokens if you're holding the Ethereum ER20 tokens at the Genesis snapshot, then we gave you challenge tokens. So for every one EOS that you had, we gave you 2 challenge tokens. And that is out of a total of 2.7 billion. So out of the 2.7 billion existing challenge tokens, we gave 2 billion away to the community. And 2 for 1. And the reason that we did that is we believed in the community, we believed in the project, and we wanted to build on EOS. So we did the airdrop. We completed it, I believe, the 7th of July. So I believe we're within the first top 10 projects to launch or to airdrop on EOS. I believe the main chain didn't, or the network didn't go live until about mid-June, and then I believe that there was no way to really buy RAM or trade RAM until a couple weeks later. So you started seeing airdrops late June, and we did ours. We finished ours early July. So I don't think we were in the first 5, but I think we were in the first 10 somewhere. So exciting! A lot of people were excited to get the tokens, and we didn't know what was going to happen. We did the airdrop, and everything's been going well so far. So it's very interesting that the tokens are already traded. So that's kind of the cool thing about these decentralized projects is how they work, and there really is kind of a level of synchronicity in the space that I haven't really felt anywhere else. That is kind of cool. I mean, for instance, we do an airdrop, and there's decentralized exchanges that are built halfway across the world that starts trading our token, and we had no communication with the exchanges. They just saw that we did an airdrop, looked into the project, and are making market in the coin, which is very cool. One of them is Nudex, and one of them is Dex EOS. So if you guys haven't used those yet, they're very cool. Just to get this out of the way, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving any advice on token price. Like I said, there's already been market made in our token, and but I'm not going to comment about the price or give financial advice or anything like that. But we're trying to hold on to our challenge tokens, and we know a lot of people are too, and so that's where we're at. And as far as development of the project, we are currently developing it. It's being developed right now, and we have a team working on it, and they've thrown some release dates out, but I don't want to give too many specifics and commit ourselves too much to one specific date, but it's moving along nicely, and we want to have it in app stores soon. And so that's where we're at, and so that's a little bit about myself, a little bit about the project, kind of where I see EOS right now. Kind of gave you guys my thoughts on that. So yeah, it's a cool space. If you're new to crypto, get an EOS account, start messing around with EOS, because I think that's where all the action is going to be at. I mean, it's not that old. I mean, EOS is, what is it, barely 2 months old, 3 months old, and it's already the most used chain in the world, most active chain. If you go to Blocktivity, you'll see that it's more active. Actually, I think at one point it was more active than all the other blockchains in the world combined. So that kind of gives you an idea of where we're at with EOS. And I know a lot of people are down about the price. I mean, the price is been up, been down. It's been, I think highs of $23. I think right now we're sitting at about $5. So, definitely, down since then. But, if you understand crypto and you're a crypto believer, then, markets are going to do what they're going to do. Prices are going to go up, go down. But at the end of the day, for myself, I want to stick around with a chain that is going to actually allow you to do things. The price is going to take care of itself. I mean, markets aren't rational. I mean, it's a lot of, if you look at this, most of the crypto market's dictated by Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin's up, crypto market's up, and vice versa. So, and when you think about what Bitcoin does versus what EOS does, it's kind of odd that Bitcoin still has that kind of effect on the market. But for your typical person who doesn't understand the crypto market, they think all crypto is Bitcoin. So, when people see Bitcoin go down, they start selling their coins, and when Bitcoin goes up, the other coins are going to rally. So I think moving into the future, we're going to see less of that. I also think that in the future, you're going to see EOS and EOS projects take up more and more of the market share of the global crypto market caps. And I think that EOS is going to eat up a lot of that, and I think you're starting to see that now. I mean, just to give you an idea, I already went over that it's the fastest chain in the world, and it is, some of the stuff that you can do on it is pretty cool. I mean, like these decentralized exchanges. When I first got a Coinbase account, when I first started trading maybe 3 years ago, I think it took me about 3 days to set up my Coinbase account. I had to, put my ID in. I had to fill out paperwork. I had to email back and forth. It was a little bit of a process. I was happy to get it done because then I could start trading, but it was a little bit cumbersome. Now, fast forward now, when I went on a decentralized exchange just to test it out and see how it worked, it literally took me with Scatter probably, I think, 30 seconds before I could start trading. I mean, it's fast. You just basically are able to interact with this blockchain that trades tokens, and you don't have to make an account. You don't have to do all this extra cumbersome stuff. And I think when people start seeing that and seeing how easy it is to use this technology, they're going to gravitate towards it. I mean, after using a decentralized exchange, I really wouldn't want to use a centralized one. So especially if I can get all the good tokens on the decentralized exchange. So pretty cool stuff. And just that type of stuff, seeing that is why, we're big believers here in EOS at Challenge, and why we chose to build on their platform. Really, EOS came out at a good time. I mean, I think after that last bull run up that we saw last year, one of the big things was scalability and speed were the things that blockchain was lacking. So those are and governance too. So those are the things that EOS has kind of advanced, and I think we'll see a lot of good things coming out of that. So with Challenged-Dac, under production, we should have it in at least in beta launch here pretty soon. It'd be nice to get a group of people who'd be interested in trying out the app, using it, making sure there's no bugs or nothing in it. We could even give people challenge tokens for doing that. And anybody who wants to get involved with the project, let me know. We want, this is a decentralized autonomous, community, so we want to be able to have as many people help as we can. So we're still, constantly there's new jobs that are, tasks that are needing to get done and whatnot. So anybody who, wants to be involved, reach out to either myself or my father, and we definitely, if you're willing to do some stuff for some challenge tokens, we'll definitely have stuff for you to do. And we'll refine that process in the future, about jobs or tasks or how people can contribute to the community. But right now everything's so new. We're just ironing out all the kinks and really making sure everything's good as far as the DApp and the coin and whatnot. So you can go on our Telegram channel too. We have a Telegram channel. You can stay up to date there, and you can this YouTube channel should be a good place to stay informed and see what's going on. I want to do at least a couple videos a week, just updating people, letting them know where we're at, what to expect. Like I said, right now, apps currently under development should be done soon, and then we will have a augmented reality game on the blockchain. So in the Challenged-Dac, if I didn't mention it earlier, this is technically an augmented reality game. So we're kind of adding an extra layer to the existing environment to be able to allow people to trade and interact with the blockchain and receive tokens for doing things. So by definition, that's an augmented reality game, but which is cool. I think blockchain you'll see a lot of augmented reality games or virtual reality games. I believe Galaxy, which is a big crypto investing firm, gave $30 million to a virtual reality project, and I think they like that virtual reality games would probably perform pretty well on the blockchain, just because you have this state of something that isn't going to be changed, and then people could play around. So if you were on people's central servers could always get messed with, or people could change them. But when you have a decentralized system, if you are adding information to the game or whatnot, it's not going to be messed with, and it's going to be preserved. So that would probably be important if you were building a virtual reality game or something. I mean, I'm no expert in it, but if you were probably building some sort of virtual reality, you'd want everything to stay the same and consistent. So we want to not talk about what we're going to do, but show people what we're going to do and actually be able to show people what blockchain can do. So we're planning on doing that with our DApp, which should be out in stores soon. We'll keep you updated. But today, I think this was good just to go over, the rundown of the project, myself, and different news items that we got going on, and I'll refine these talks a little bit more in the future and clean them up. But I just wanted to do kind of an intro video of where we're at, what we're doing, and what's going on in the space. So any questions, comment down below. I'll try to answer all the comments, and stay tuned for more. All right, so thanks wherever you are in the world for tuning in, and hopefully you guys will keep up to date with the project and get yourself the Challenged-Dac when it comes out and use it. So who knows? But thanks again, and have a good rest of your day.